everyone. I'm making this video because I want to bring to the forefront that some people in this world do not actually bring forth all the truest intent of themselves that they can, but due to their own insecurities, they will run around and around and down and down and down instead of elevating consciousness. Now, if we elevate consciousness in ourselves, we're elevating on the planet. So we affect all. So make no mistake, if you don't like what you're experiencing or seeing in the world, you have an obligation to yourself. And it's your own choice, but we can't carry on in any way where we go to have any hold on grudges or length of time where we are going round and round in the same issues, complaining about the same person or people. We cannot do that on a consistent kind of basis. All right, you have free will choice, but we have to be a lot more conscious of what we're doing with our energy, because at the moment with this soul reunion I'm meant to have with Matías De Stefano, he just keeps stuffing around in his old insecurities that say Teresa, right? The new that hasn't even occurred yet, the reunion, he keeps repeating to me everything about penis. Okay? And I know it's because he doesn't trust and want to raise back into and express from heart. Right? So he has in his head, I don't want the past to repeat. I don't want the past to repeat. It should be different. Okay? Now, it is fucking insanity, right? Because this guy hasn't even put himself in the present situation, and yet he is trying to get me to conform to his condition of mind, not of soul. Now, his idea as a elementary spiritualist, because he has some bullshit ideas of what oneness is with the way he treats me. It's just disgusting. Soul, right, is not spirit floating around and giving women invasive sexual reminders, doing it with everyone in the field. He does sneezing, he does coughing, and I'm not stupid. This is not like the person beside me is sneezing. This is his nose dick scenario where the brain mentality, I don't know where it came from, that it was only going to be sex with him and I. And he would talk to everyone else on the planet, but he would not, in 3 years, talk to me, face me, and be a human like all the humans I passed on the train today, and the bus, and at the course I was doing, and wherever I go. All the humans, we just go, hey, how you going? You know? This guy won't even do that because he's in his head about how he should have and all sorts of other stuff. So let me get back to what soul is. Soul is if the spirit, as the human being, the spirit is the human being, It's not separate or anything. That's why we have emotions and mental capacity, our spirit. Okay? And because we have those things, it's part of how a soul could come here and experience creating. So soul, little elementary spiritualist, Matthias de Stefano, think you know all about oneness, and you'll point to Teresa and say, you'll do the sex oneness for me, and these girls will do the talking communication with me. But I won't be talking to you in 3 years, like, it's 3 years now. Teresa, I'll just remind you of my penis. So, elementary spiritualist Matthias de Stefano and anyone else along the same consciousness that what's soul, I can just float around like he just floats around, who cares, like soul reunion or anything. We have a body, we are spirits here on earth for the soul. It's eternal. Everything is recorded in the higher energetics library. Even the fact that I go like this. When I go back to spirit, if requested, I could go to the Akashic Records. It is an actual frequency location and receive. So on this, I say time and date, but it'll be completely different when I'm doing it because I won't be in body form. But I will meet up with Akashic Library, guardians, and various other spiritual guardians, really, of different guardians of different description that are all working together and communicating various things at all over the place. So, and keeping an eye on things, because no one is allowed to access other people's Akashic records, and it is known when it happens and it will go on your record. So that will be a part of your soul learning once you leave this planet and you move on, evolving your soul. So to be in someone else's energy field and access more about them is invasive and against my free will. If I say to a human being, you know, don't touch me there and get out of my space, like that's my free will, right? And Matthias de Stefano is doing it in the invisible realm, which is even more, because he doesn't stop from my voice. So all of this is going on record for his learning at some stage, because he keeps giving me the commitment, like the wedding ring thing, but this just drives me insane, because no woman deserves this treatment. Our souls came here in this body. I'm 49. No matter what age a woman is, we don't want an invisible pest at our vaginas, our bodies at any time if we decline. So I don't give a fuck for doing the wedding ring finger, Matthias. You have a mentality that is not catching up with treating someone appropriately. Now, when someone normally, right? So he's a public figure, okay? He's got a bit of a following. He's not the most popular or anything, but oh my God, does he think he's perfect God. And he doesn't like it if he has to take in something that says, I have to listen to you. I'm the one that everyone comes to because I know everything. So for a woman to tell him no, he don't like it, right? Ego. It's ego. And If you're a true spiritual teacher and guide, you have respect for all beings. Okay? So you listen as a man that should be growing into a decent mannerisms of communicating with a woman, but he hasn't. Right. So soul is your whole vessel. It's not the fact you can float around and take advantage of people. Soul is the whole vessel. So that means this guy still is not listening to the fact he has learning to do. He has human learning to do. You're not getting your way, Matthias. You're not getting your, I am godly and I'll float around and you will give to me until I'm ready. No. It's disgusting. It's not a commitment to your forehead. You're not listening. Yeah, I am having a glass of wine. No, this is not any kind of frantics from a glass of wine. This is just got home, completely annoyed. And if you check my Facebook page, it's because he influences other people. So he's influenced someone with a spray can to on the concrete path he knew I was going on. This and the layering I've done of that on the concrete path, and just underneath it, guess what was there on the concrete path that I had to walk along? A penis. Underneath that, and beside it, Daddy loves you. Disgusting. So, do you get the picture of what I'm saying? I did not want to go on that rant, but I have to be completely honest of where it's coming from when I say I've known when I contacted him 3 years ago, I think we have a soul contract, not a wedding contract to put up with a pervert. A soul, whole body, mind, emotions, physicality, spirit, soul. To me, the soul is at the back of the heart area, like just outside of it, and it is massive, but via Akashic Records, we access parts of it, okay? We follow through on the sacred path. It knows and is well aware, just as our guidance teams do, different points along the path, all right? So no, what he is doing has got nothing to do with saying, this is a soul path. This has got to do with his insecurities of his life so far and wanting to move forward from his forehead saying, a woman should do this for me. And that's it. That's all he's done. A woman should do this for me. That's all he has pestered me with. So, wasn't going to have the rant, but to be quite honest, it had to come up and out. And this burping, regurgitation, is him in my energy field. I know myself and when I would normally burp. He is like a toad. He will often Like I just wake up from sleep and I go to the toilet or something and it's just like brr, brr, brr. And he even does my digestive system at times. I mean, not all the time, everyone farts, but this bloke stuffs around with that as well. Because he likes to tell me, this is shit. Or that I have to do something. This idiot is all up in his head as to how life should work for him, but he's not cracking it open to see clearly. Okay? We are divine beings. I am here for the rising consciousness, which is why I contacted this jerk. So sincere he is to everyone. Sincere. And do you know what? Do you know what pushed me over the edge? Like, I watched his videos, like not all of them, just like watching some of his videos, various ones, and I watched Initiation, which I'm now, won't go into that right now, but the sincerity he puts across, and what pushed me over the edge was, he says to everyone, which is what I already knew because I was writing a book, right? I was full on writing my book until I contacted him and then he got in the way of everything. Stuffed around with my old laptop, did things in my life with people in it, stuffed around at my job, etc., and it hasn't stopped. But what pushed me over the edge was what seems sincere. Be careful, because he says, now is the time for us all to go within. And that was like a point where the resonance of the soul, right? So, but be careful when they reach a level with their egos and they think that I have this popular following, I don't have to do anything that makes me uncomfortable anymore. Like meet Teresa. Like a woman that says, no, you can't treat me like that. Well, I don't have to meet you. I'm going to keep traveling around the world and say I'm doing this and say I'm doing that. But as I popped in every now and then over the past 3 years, not very often, mind you, because he's still doing the same thing, avoiding the fact of talking to me, but annoying me with his penis. So I'd pop in and see, and for a little while I went on a rant to let his fan club know that he doesn't treat a woman appropriately. And, so anyway, however much that worked, I don't know and I don't freaking care, but I'm not up for liars. And so the sincerity of it's time to go within. Now, the world needs to know this. It needs elaboration, because when I did pop in to watch what he was doing, there was all gaps where I knew I had been filling with the videos I'd been making, and he'd stuffed around getting rid of one of my YouTube channels. So he can't see it because he's stuffing around about penis. But for the past few years, what I've been teaching in consciousness, what I've been sharing, download, if you want to call it that, but just receiving from extensive light support coming into the planet and my higher self, etc., my soul connection, needs to be in between all the different things he's been saying. Because like I listen for a little bit and I'm like, yeah, and there's more to go in there. We're here to help people go within. All right? But he doesn't want to, because he seems to think it's about a human head, and if I don't control her the way I want, a repeat of my past is going to occur. It's like the hugest slap in the forehead for this path. Okay, because he's been trained in his life path to follow spiritual guidance missions. And when you follow the mission, you get more of an understanding. Consciousness fills in. The universe is guiding you, right? But he doesn't take the decent human man step. He just keeps giving me penis signs all the time. 3 years. And what could we have done in, like, I don't know, the past year? That would be better than still receiving this, which has got to do with the dimensional growth of us, and a penis. How are we helping, Matthias? Going in is soul assistance for each person. Otherwise, people just hear you say it when you're sitting on stage, holding your little microphone. Now is the time for going within. Let's go and dance, shall we? Follow me around the world and let's dance. Yes, yes. I've got my following. Yes, I'll help the energy of the planet a little. I'll open gates with the girls' dance parties. I'll sit by water and relax with my girlfriend who's taking me to California. All while he has a consciousness, which is a soul path reunion to assist the planet. I'm just totally annoyed that today I get this, which is pretty much like shitting on the divine path. What do you think? I just drew that out of nowhere? This has so much meaning. And this bloke just puts a penis under it and daddy loves you. I'm not joking that this guy wants me to stay at home 24/7 in a fucking room, in a bed, for his head. So this has been going on 3 years. I contacted his mother. I've contacted fan club. It's like, will someone just effing tell him a soul path means you got to show up? You dickhead. A soul path means you got to show up. It's not about dick. And when you show up for your spiritual guidance, you get the information. And if you wouldn't get the information and you don't like the situation because you're so unsure or you can't control her, then fuck off. So I can't post this today because I don't have data service at the moment, but it will be tomorrow. And so I'm making this clear because he hasn't listened to me over 3 years, because with the soul path, right, anyone I touch in life, and I don't mean touch, but sometimes I do, because it's the whole thing. So if I feel like I'm sitting beside a lady or someone and it's an unspoken connection, the soul, right? And I'm connecting with her soul, and naturally to me, I might feel like, and we just think this is human sometimes, put a hand on her shoulder or her back, or rub her hand or something, right? For instance, because she said something like, I don't know, she's going through something, or it's even unspoken, but I can feel it. Like, are you okay? You know? This is soul. So I am here for nothing but, and even now more so, we are in the shift. Anything, right? of expression that is just like up. I don't even have any kind of energy anymore that lets me divert from that. I use the emotions and the mind to express when I am, and it hasn't been for a while, discontent with a person trying to tell me what to do in my life. That's why I use it. Other than that, I do not like vibrationally get attracted to things that normally some consciousness levels would want to listen to and get involved in, and then be thinking about it for hours on end, because their vibrational level is used to it, and it's like that's what we call life, drama. When you don't let your energy field draw upon whatever is in your field, and you actually go within more often, right? Because you know consciously, if you start clearing out what you concentrate on, your consciousness is going to expand higher, let in more light, give you more higher vibrational understanding, support you when you're going forward with your heart that might feel at times, and we're all human. I have felt like, you just feel like sometimes you don't want to give of yourself. You feel like there's vulnerability, or there's fragile, or there's discrepancies in the mind as to whether to just give of yourself. But when you clean up the vibration of what you focus on and say, no more drama. No more drama that doesn't actually have anything to do with me. And for a while, anything to do with you. Okay, so even over the other side of the world, because you have to sort out your own vibration. If you don't sort out your own vibration, you're going to be stuck in the past, still in something like he is, or you're going to still be in last week when someone said something a certain way to you, and you're still stewing over it in your energy field, and you wonder why the next day you're going to attract other people who are going through something similar, and you're going to hear it, and then you're going to be involved in thinking about that then. And so really, you're not serving your soul purpose. You're getting caught up in this world with stuff. The soul purpose allows you to know yourself more, work with your true design and heaven more, be guided more to why you're here, get excited more for why you're here, purpose feeling. All right? So I just want to say, it's not to be purpose driven in this life, okay? It's not to be like, I'm good at this, I'll just keep doing it and look and this and that. It's to still stay within and be open to what you're guided to. Otherwise, it's going to repeat while you're still busy over here doing this. I need to clear my energy field because I've got the idiot doing his little dancey shit at the left of my ear, thinking while I'm talking he's going to attach to me. I can't stand his attachments are based on the one intention, and we all know what that is. His brain function. I swear to God, the right brain must have shrunk because he don't use it. He is so left brain, fear-driven, scared, control, must have, do not think of anything else. In 3 years, this bloke has not done anything else toward me. He has tried to create problems with where I live, where I've worked, every single one of the jobs, 1, 2, 3, 4 jobs in 3 years, all problem causing, creation of fear, like problem causing fear mentality. And it's so obvious to me, but it isn't so obvious to everyone. That's the thing. Luckily, I know many who are becoming more aware, those that are already aware, higher guidance who are already aware, continuously delivering messages that they share, post on YouTube, to assist letting go of the old crap. But Matías De Stefano does not see it as crap. He sees himself as like this perfect godly, because he has this following and he's like so identified with that at the forehead that he says to hell with real growth, like divine path, real growth. Oh, I just didn't realize it would go on for so long. When a woman tells a man no, invisibly or not, it's no, which actually tells you you've got to grow. So there is nothing while I'm here on earth that I will work on, that I will like do a variety of things going forward, like from years ago, that doesn't have to do with the human spirit, no, the spiritual human empowerment. So this is consistent, a person who acts all spiritual but is disempowering himself due to the past, right? Doesn't move forward and accept, you can't treat a woman like that, and you have to show up and be nice to her like you've been doing with all the other women. You have to show up and be nice to a woman like you're doing with all the other women, because that's how you have a relationship, and that's how you have intimacy. And he just can't get it in his head that you got to do one to get the other. He says, I do the talking with them and I do the penis chasing with you invisibly, and you're going to be happy with it and you're going to do as you're told, because I'm going to keep giving you reminders that we've got a commitment. And I go like this, because that ain't the commitment. So there's nothing that I'm doing on the planet that isn't associated with consciousness empowering oneself. Not doing it for anyone. Not saying, oh, you've got insecurities. Yeah, a woman's role is to lay down for you on her own, not have a job, not have interactions, not even leave the house for very long, because her only job is to lay down for you. Go fuck yourself, dickhead. Like, I can't believe that that's actually what's happened. So he hasn't dealt with his insecurities. Like I said, I've contacted people that know of him. I don't know what he's done with the messages I posted or any of his family that might have known, but no one has obviously said to him, why don't you just go see the woman? Don't make a big fandangle thing out of it, because you can't stop stuffing around about your penis as the only solution. Go and actually express who you are. So I'm here to do that. I contacted him, but not going to put up with this crap. And so I really just wanted to get that out. That's all I'm here for. That I'm not here for this crap. This is old world crap. How do we bring in a new world, like actually have impact and influence? We don't do this crap and just act all, oh, I'm so good, or it's funny to be irresponsible, or I really don't care, or you have a commitment to me and one day I'll be there, but it doesn't matter when, because I'm just busy doing things with everyone else. It's like, have some freaking responsibility. Oh my God. So that's what we actually have to do, right? And I'll leave it there because it's up to everyone how they do it, but we are not meant to put up with this disgusting crap. So, this is not a highlight not to trust people. Okay, because some people get hurt and they're like, I'm not trusting anyone ever again, right? This is not to do with me and him now, because I know I can't trust this ghost of a man, right? That this is different, and that is because he has declared he doesn't trust anyone to act from his heart and trust it, all right? But no one is here to baby the asshole into sharing his heart again. All right? So because I'm only here for higher consciousness, I have done videos for the energies of the planet when he has persisted in my life with various things I know are going on the planet. And other things without his attention as well. Many things just pour out in the different videos I do to assist letting go. There's more to life. There's more to us. We haven't been accessing it, noticing how to notice it, and various other things. But you don't do yourself a favor if you decide not to trust in inhabitants of this planet. Now, this is not saying just trust anyone. This is not saying ignore intuitive hits to not trust someone, right? Definitely follow that. But let go of mind crap if you keep telling yourself, I just can't trust. I need to have things a certain way. Don't you know who I am? Like anything along this consciousness line that says, I don't have to evolve my heart consciousness. I can keep that in lockdown and you will please my penis. No. So I give my heart. My heart is just open. Like I said, I'm in alignment, heart above, all the way, Mother Earth. But as you evolve, you learn that the heart is not lovey-dovey, cutesy, or to some boys, sex is love. If I don't get the sex, then she doesn't love me. But anyway, don't even think about that with him, because this guy don't even show up. If boys try to say that to you in person, then you can teach them a little lesson. Well, you ain't getting sex from me if you don't treat me decently, if you don't use your manners. And love is thoughtfulness of me, so you will think outside of the bedroom the majority of the time, like toward me. You will act toward me. I am not a service for the bedroom inside your head so that you don't have to give your heart in life. I am simply saying, keep trusting if you've ever had your heart hurt, because it's not a personal life experience. We all go through heartache, right? And there are various challenges in that for the soul to go forward and express in other ways with someone else and other people. When something comes up like a brick wall and you break up with someone, or you leave for some reason, or work ends, or something ends, it's meant to. You can try a little bit to see if there's more soul learning, but if it ends, it had to end. You're a soul. You're not a little itty bitty human being that is here just to be punished and you stay in the emotion of it. You need to get your ass up and out of the emotion. And I know, I've had my heart hurt over the years. It feels heavy. You don't want to do it. It feels like you never give yourself again and blah, blah, blah. But I did not go into the shadow of blame like a life experience. You have to get yourself up. You go and enjoy other things. And before you know it, your energy shifts. You're meeting new people, new experiences. And that is a history because it's meant to be. But there are certain people on this planet that get so sensitively sucked into, what did I do wrong and how come they left me and this and that. You got to let it go. Get the message, get the sign, move forward and away from it. You're a soul. You got to trust life, otherwise you'll shut your energy field down. You'll probably end up with some kind of disease for all your sadness you're holding on to, but you just won't get it through your head. You're not a mind, you're a soul. Use the mind and keep it open, not closed down. Suffering for your body, suffering for the human, because the soul's out back wanting to come through the human, and the human's like stuck in the freaking emotions of this energy field on earth. Oh, but they did this in the past, and what has happened to me, and how come, and blah, blah, blah. They're stuck there. They take it to every single relationship and say, you will conform so that never happens to me again. Right? You see what I'm saying? Some people solidify their energy field into thought forms of the past, but what a lot of us know and do, you have to move on. Because if you keep that there, you're going to think about it. It cycles round in your field like you've got to protect yourself from any more life. It ain't coming back unless you're thinking about it, because what you think about, you attract. I'm getting pissed off because a lot of people do it, and this guy's a spiritual teacher. He dances around the statement, let go of the crap that holds you back. He's stuffed around and around like it's actually a talk in his head. That's it. But to actually get it into the forehead and receive divine information, excuse me, divine being, you need to move forward. You don't live back there anymore. Stop blaming anyone for it. Stop blaming that way and stop blaming that way and go and be brave. Okay? Because I know Matthias De Stefano has a health condition and it's because of this. He's trying to guard himself of evolving, but people, you can't evolve without using your heart. So you can't shut yourself down in your mind and say to heaven, I'm just going to do this. I'm not going to have to go and do that. And I'll make sure she gives me what I need because we have a contract. You can't have it. If you don't give your heart in action with your human expression, you don't get it. You don't get it. You're stuffing around in your head. You have to give your human. It's your soul. Okay, dick brains, I've had enough. You're like a 13-year-old drawing dicks on concrete to get my attention. I'm 49. You want my attention? Show up. Because when people show up, they have to use their heart. They have to. It's on show. And it's a soul reunion because of this fact that he will continue to give his heart. Because he can let in more light. And his path has been hard because varying forces knew his arrival, knew his light arrival on the planet. So this in effect would play a part in his soul path. He would go through varying things that took him down for various soul contract, and he'd have to rise up. He'd learn to follow guidance, like all of us, right? We all have challenges. You go through hard times, you decide to listen to guidance. You let the guidance lead you. It opens to more, right? Don't burp through me, Matthias. You're not getting anything. I have no respect for you whatsoever until you show up fully. So the ups and downs, right? Varying energies can get in, especially with various emotions that people keep getting stuck in. So if energies on this planet know they can manipulate via someone who's like he is, can actually get quite sad because of the sensitivity scope. But you need to learn how to balance that and not get so emotional, right? Anyone. But if you're in a lower vibrational place, you are going to have manipulation come in. And so in his growing, he's decided he would also use that kind of tactic as well to get what he wants. So he's actually got to come out of it, right? Because he's actually here to assist the planet with light. And as all of us are, as I was describing in parts of this video. And so that's really, and I will say simply, our role. Because once you know, and you're in environments or you have cleaned out the dramas of others because your soul needs you to have space for it and grow, to keep going forward and to actually know what you're doing in your energy field and to let stuff go, emotionally release it. Actually, consciously, I know what I need to let go, right? You work consciously and you do these things, however long it takes walking forward, but it gets less and less. But you have to do it consciously. You can't just say, I'm going to a healing retreat for a couple of days. Oh, gee, that feels better. And then you got the same things repeating in your cycle of life, blocking you from opening up. So never are we gonna have the perfect condition moving forward. So like when you got a heartache or something, you know, something's ended and you have to get yourself moving on, right? You're not going to have the perfect conditions. Do you know what creates the best conditions? You being brave and going forward. I feel like shit from what I'm going through, but I've got to get up and keep going. Okay? And there are many things to focus on in life if we really, that's where you use the power of the mind. I've got to get myself up and get going and think more positively or just more better or better than what I have been thinking. I've got to get away from this kind of thinking patterns, this kind of denial, this kind of forward blame, this kind of I'm stuck in the middle kind of crap, anything like that. So you use the power of the mind saying life is better than what I've experienced. I don't have to stay there. And so you do need to attract people and experiences that are going to be a light on your path, not for you to go, give me your light. I am this. Because that's not fair to anyone. And that's not even fair to you. You actually have to get your ass up and go and look at life and start to feel life's joy through you and give back joy as well. Keep going. Look, find, do, joy, people around you. You hear different things. You feel, but you must give too. You're not separate from this. And I think this is somewhere where he's got stuck as well, I'll just say. But he's not the only one, which is why I'll say it, all right? Because I'm not focusing only on him, because he has this little pat my ass, give me a bottle kind of crap, because the guy still doesn't stand up and talk to me. He just waits for it. Reminds me about sex and just waits for it. Constant. It's gross. And so you give to life, you're busy giving to life, and then someone all of a sudden says, oh, thanks, you've made such an impact. He doesn't let that go in with sincerity because he hasn't done the process of coming up through the solar plexus and realizing that someone is actually talking from their heart to the heart of the person. Okay, which is why it's good to volunteer or give some time or do something with others to just give to them, right? Do something, give to them. You see the natural give and receive effect because people's energy starts to be thankful to the heart of the person. Now let your heart receive the person's energy. Okay? Because that's the shift. That person is graciously or gratefully or sincerely any of this natural thankfulness. Now take a moment. That soul is giving you a moment. Take the moment. Let it come through to the back of you and receive. You don't have to say anything. You can smile and say no worries or thanks or blah, blah, blah. But just receive it and keep going. Keep giving. Keep feeling the energy. You shift without words, feeling. You shift. You're in the environments, giving, helping each other, this natural flow, especially when volunteers are together. Oh my God. When I volunteered a few years ago, I was amazed so much as to how much the volunteers' heart energy is just of such a high vibrational flow. I've been in various experiences in my life, but when it comes to people doing things and not actually getting paid for it, there's this other element to life where we're thankful. Because from our discussions as volunteers, we easily talk about life as though we all go through various things. So you're not necessarily guarded, although you might guard some things about yourself, but you're more open at heart. You're not like elaborating and things like this. You're just humanly open there, and it's a consciousness. All right? And from that space of your expression, you attract more of who you truly are at soul and spirit. So the heart cycle is give and vibrationally receive, because you will receive. If you give, you will receive. It's a given. We're energy. So it's like if I'm sitting here like this and I'm in blame all the time, I'm going to receive those kind of negative vibrations back toward my experience. But if I'm just being me, I'm not perfect, and I'm helping, and I'm enjoying the help. I'm giving half a day or something like this, and the energy around you is that as well. And everyone's their own unique souls, and it's just fantastic because that's the fabric of life. All right? The fabric of life is not all dark color, is it? The sun, the grass, the blue sky, check out the color. So think about that when you're holding yourself in an emotion or blame, just, anything particular that you're holding yourself in, and switch it off and remind yourself life is about color, and decide, no matter how tough it feels, to break through giving to life again because you've been so hurt. You have to if you want to stay on planet Earth, because that's the way it works. So pretty much I'm going to finish this at the hour, but I just want to say, don't sit around feeling sorry for yourself. Otherwise, life is going to be one big sorry for yourself. And people aren't going to keep giving to you if you just want to take from them and not give. You might have a big sack to yourself of what you've taken so far, and you might think that you're righteous and that's the way you're going to live and I should just keep getting, but it don't work like that. That's a weight in your body the longer you hold it. You have to keep giving. So you have to jump, you have to cross a bridge in yourself out into the world again. You have to give it a go, you have to try, you have to do it. Because if you don't, I bet if I checked in with you in a year's time, like him with 3 years, he's still doing the same thing, feeling sorry for himself. Still waiting for his penis to be loved. Invisible man. I never heard of something so absurdly insane. He goes to all different age groups in his mentality because he doesn't want to feel the way he's felt before. But wake up. Life moves forward. We're not generic. We're not robots. The people back there ain't the same as the people forward. Every single one of us are unique souls. Wake the F up. And that's truly the beauty of life. to prove to yourself, to go and do, I don't know, a day volunteering. If you feel you can't give to life anymore and you're just hitting brick wall after brick wall and creating problem after problem and sitting all righteously like this is the way life is for me, but you know it's not. Okay? It's not. It don't matter how much money you have. It don't matter how popular you are. If you're not giving to a relationship, you're not going to get. And it's going to sound like this. And the only way for the individual to take responsibility and snap out of it is to do the opposite from what they've been doing. I'll only take, I will not give, unless it's a particular way. All right? Now, I'll say again, he can F off and so can anyone else, because no one's here to live to someone's conformity of a crap past when I'm living a great experience. The only way you're getting into my experience is accepting that life is a great experience and you're willing to give something of your human self. And P.S. hurry the F up with that, because I'm not interested in anything else. He always goes to my left and to the right. And he's a complete nutcase that keeps going round and round in the same stuff. It doesn't matter what I say. I've done half hour after half an hour, hour after hour, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, all different educational life experience videos, but they're not all done for him. But he's the one that sometimes just pushes me to get it out there, because I know he's not the only one. So the only way someone takes responsibility and has accountability for what they've been creating in the world in opposition to what they want to receive, they're going to have to give to receive. That's it. That is the heart, consciousness, and higher intelligence. And that's what's happening on this planet. And that's what annoys me, because that's what this reunion is about. We're here for the rainbow. He knows it from 3 years ago after a mission he did. He knew that it was for a consciousness rainbow bridge for the planet. Masculine and feminine, higher evolution for our planet. And he's done nothing but pull it into dark. He hasn't given the solar plexus. He's continued with his sunshine travels around the world doing gatherings, but he hasn't done anything for this reunion to assist the planet. And that is the solar plexus out of the old fears into giving of self to life, expanding of soul expression, opening third eye, crown, light, assistance on planet. So yeah, anyone who chooses dark has to pick himself up out of it with the obvious consciousness that he has spouted as well, to assist the planet. No one's here to babysit this crap. You have to give it up. So, just ringing now. It takes so fucking long. Thanks for letting me get that out. And I'll be back again. Hopefully with, no, not hopefully. I will be back with something else with higher light assistance. And that's that. That's what I'm doing here. So I'll see you again soon. And I'll just briefly check in with my guides, because I've only had like half a glass of wine, so I feel like my energy is still able to receive. Amazing job, Teresa. Difficult to get that all out. We feel not being listened to for such a long period of time takes its toll. But you are doing fantastically well. And you have our support and immense support guiding this planet. Give yourselves much love now. Stand in the power of your soul as much as possible. And don't forget to do that. That is why you chose to come at particular times. And some of you answered the call. We wish you could see there's nothing to fear in any miraculous choices. You must walk forward graciously, receiving all gifts life has to offer. Look it straight in the face and love it. There is never a time to really regret anything. All you have all done at any time was of due course, natural momentum. You served a higher intelligence you didn't understand. And we are always holding your hand. As we are always holding your hand. Don't fear each other. In due course, you will attract fear called to you if you view the world in fear. We highly recommend do not fear. we highly recommend choosing wildly for yourself those things you want. Those things you hide out for fear of what others will say about it. Now is the time for wildness, interplay of those things you've hid. Those expressions deep within, you've covered up. They're of no use hidden. This is your use. Stand up for your truth. No one can do that at all for you. You have to make the move. Excuse me. Let it go, Matthias. Matthias, I'll make it clear to you. I don't respect your continual hiding as a ghost. You're giving yourself that opportune all the time. Listen to the message, because I can feel it touches on something you need to know. But don't think it's all for you to sit somewhere and receive a message for you and you can keep sitting somewhere. Okay? Messages are for those who move forward, not those who couch themselves and keep receiving, or like thinking they're receiving, and then if they're not receiving and getting all the attention, they'll demand to take it anyway. No, instead of the demand to take it anyway, that's where instead of doing that, you do this. That's more appropriate. And you don't do it with drawing penis. Can I help? Physical hand. Can I help with anything? Well, just a few things, because we're here for higher intelligence. Just a few things waiting to come in. So the reunion brings a hell of a lot more light. Yeah, you could help. Show up. The reunion is humans. So you could help by stopping the dicking around. Absolutely. And that's all. Humans. Souls. Feet on ground. Receiving. In the place you're meant to be. Mission called you there. Go to the mission. Because this ain't some little repeat of any little past whatever. This is planet assist So guides, where were we? You did a burp through me and I'm just not interested. What's the time? Okay, we'll finish definitely by the 1.5 hour mark, but whenever this message is complete. And Matthias is bringing heat. My face is looking a little redder, isn't it? Yeah, he's bringing heat because I've barely had any wine. I don't heat up for a few sips of wine. Yeah, he does hot and cold. He stuffs around and everything. So back to it, guys. Although he is doing the heat to block my nose, to slow down my field, he's making my toes cold, blah, blah, blah. This guy just constantly feels sorry for himself. Invisible crap. You shouldn't be getting my focus at all, but you know you get it because you're a smart ass in my field. Like a delay freak. Ugh. Pathetic. Fear unconsciously creates alarm and that doesn't serve. Okay, humans get themselves into a state of alarm. Now, you can, but remember what I was saying. If you stay in certain states, you are not of any service to yourself for breaking through to how you can serve. And that's what you came for. We all came to assist each other to break through, not to be alarmed and closed off, thinking it's someone else's job and the world's this and the world is that. That is so easy, and that mentality spreads, okay? So this is why that has to be given less and less attention. So all the fear-based alarm bells, everyone wants to ring in everyone's head, and then everyone's gathering with alarms. So really, you're just like playing ping pong with your head. And that's your life. You'll feel like life is just tossing you around. Kind of like pinball. And yeah, pretty much like you hit that pinball button or you pull that pinball spring and you might spring up for a bit, but then and you're working at it, trying to stay up now. That's the idea, right? So open up. Open up is why you're here. Okay? So when life gets you down or you think you're going down, it's not a panic. You know, we start to go even harder on those pinball buttons. No, don't let the ball go down the center there, you know. And then your 3 balls are done and the game's over kind of thing. But don't take it out on yourself. Step back when we go to be harsh on ourselves or get caught up in something with other souls who aren't as conscious. Just observe that if they're going through something, step back, either let them go through it, but try not to get entangled with it, okay? Because everyone's got their own stuff, and what they go through might trigger you, but it is the wiser to breathe in, open up like just your space, and step back. All right? Because you know in that wisdom, that's your growth. You're not going to absorb it. You're not going to give out to it. There is more to life than getting involved in dramatics. Because we are here for more. So we're stepping out of the old mentality of, which is everything to do with gossip, blame, judgment, separation, division, and it is a lower. It will suction, it will drain you, you'll want to fight it, don't get involved. You've just got to stand back, give anything of a higher nature, like, okay, I can see what's happening here, and serve from I'm not attached, but if I can offer something like at the back of my heart kind of thing, like from the bottom of my heart, but it's literally out back. What wisdom could I perhaps, not egoically, right? What could I offer this situation that's just, I'm going to leave this situation, but before I go, what light? It won't cost anything of me. I've stepped back. I'm not giving to it. Is there any light I could give to this? And even though you might be angry at the person for the way they've treated you, you got to, that's theirs. This is you. You don't have to connect. Okay? But what we've been doing is, if that emotion's coming at me, then the ego's gonna do that. Sometimes you need to. I'm not saying don't stand up for yourself. What I am saying is there's a lot of fear going on the planet, and a lot of that level of blame, separation, your fault, because I'm going to judge you for it, and whatever's going on, it doesn't serve anyone to keep that mentality going. So it's like, agree to disagree, forgive and let go to savor your own energies. Okay, this raises what's left of us. And I say it like that because there is consciousness that really needs to get out of it and recognize and rise instead of going back in. Anything left from my guides to finish this? We are hopeful that you will all do very well at whatever application you choose to give yourselves to. What we mean is there is already hope, and when you put love to it, it's even more hopeful. Spread the word. Put love to your hopes and dreams. They truly are glistening, awaiting. Quite miraculous beams. Just a little hope goes a long way. Be more hopeful. Much love and gratitude. We are, and hope for everyone. Gorgeous. Much love, everyone. If you made it through this one, listening to me, oh my God. Gorgeous and gracious. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.